But what I'm going to share now is what Remonah put in our Student Success Coach Facebook group. And I'm also recording this for the podcast. So just for the benefit of people who are only listening to this, let me just read then very quickly what she posted in our Facebook group a couple of weeks ago. Morning, everyone. Today, I'm burning my boats by committing to do 3 units of my Law of Evidence module by midnight tonight. I've really been struggling with some personal issues which have resulted in me falling behind with my schoolwork. Procrastination has also played its role, so I'm really not innocent either, but I want to take back control of my academics by catching up with all my modules starting today. Please help me by holding me accountable today. Now, I think anybody on the call today could have written this post at some stage in our life or in our studies or in any other project that we've taken on. I know that I certainly could have done so. But the principle that Remonah is putting into place here in this post, and that we'll talk about just now, is this idea of burning your boats and identify the challenge that she's got with time management, and then making a public declaration of how she's going to use her time better in a coming period to achieve a certain outcome. And in that public commitment to make not only a decision that she's going to achieve what she wants to, but then get the support and the input and the encouragement from everybody else in the group. So, we run the Student Success Coach members only Facebook group, and you can by all means join that group today, and you can take advantage of coming in there and burning your boats, very much like Remonah did. And what I'm going to take you through now is then what really transpired. What is the story? And this is a real life story. This is no fancy theoretical time management. This is Remonah's story about using the burning your boats principle to be more effective in time management. So let's take you through then what transpired after she made this public commitment. You can see there, 6:45 in the morning, she woke up and she said, I'm burning my boats. I learned this principle. Let's put it to the test and see if it works. So what happened was then, and I moderate the members only Facebook group, and I replied immediately to her post because I saw it there. And I said, hi, Remonah, congrats for burning your boat. So tick. First thing is identify the problem and then make that public commitment out there. And in the course that I'll give you guys access to now, I actually tell the story of when I also burnt my boats in front of about 150 people at work where I needed to get a project done. And I stood up in front of them. And by burning your boats, you eliminate your escape route, because we always tend to think we can get out of doing something because we're either procrastinating or it's not a priority for us, or there's other barriers. And often many of those are self-imposed. But if you make that public commitment, you eliminate, just like, and I tell the story in the course as well, the Spanish commander, when they landed on the beaches, the commander of the fleet told them to burn the boats so that they couldn't escape off the island. They had to conquer the island. They couldn't run back into the boats and escape. There was no retreat. So I congratulated Remonah on, first of all, burning her boats, because by making that public commitment, she's now out there and she's kind of obligated now. And her mental mindset has shifted from one of where the procrastination dominates and the reasons for procrastinating, the other things that she can do with her times, dominates her consciousness. Now her consciousness is dominated by the other 1,000+ members that we've got in the members only Facebook group, seeing this post and hopefully obviously encouraging her and being very positive about it, but also having a bit of an expectation, now that she's committed to doing this, that she's actually going to follow through on that. So I then went on to say, we support you all the way. Fantastic, Remonah. Please let us know your progress and give us a successful update at midnight. And that was the milestone or the deadline that she put out there for herself. And importantly, if you look there at my second sentence, even if you don't get all 3 units done, and that was what she'd committed to do, it's more than what she would have done if she hadn't burnt her boats. So then, just affirming what she had done and encouraging her not to stop or give up today, just keep going with those 3 law units. And what I always say is, don't set your sights too high. Even if it's a small objective, you build big projects out of small tasks and small steps. A PhD or a master's degree is a series of small steps and tasks, and you may need to burn your boats to get through any of those tasks along the way. So I'm just going to deal with a question here quickly. Olebocheng, what, if I may ask, is to burn my boat? Right. So this is exactly what you're going to learn in the course. But just to re-emphasize quickly, it takes away your escape route. So if you think about a project that you want to achieve, and there's lots of other things that you could do with your time. You can go and watch TV, you can go and have an ice cream, you can go to the movies, you can do all the other things that we tend to crowd with our time available, instead of focusing on that task that you need to get done. And this is time management 101, is being able to prioritize on exactly what you want to do in the time that you have available. And burning the boats eliminates all of those other things that would have otherwise taken that time away from what you actually want to spend on it. So burning your boats is, as I explained, the naval commander of the Spanish fleet literally burnt the boats, and this was in the 1800s or whatever, when they landed on this country and the beach to conquer the island. The naval commander, because he wanted his men to be absolutely focused on taking over the land, he made them literally burn their boats. They burnt their boats, so they could not escape the island. The only choice was to conquer it or be captured. And mentally, somehow that focuses your mind. And it focused their minds, and they were successful. And he knew, the naval commander, that if they kept the boats there, then they knew there was a backup plan. They could retreat and go back, etc. So burning your boats in an academic student success context is about saying, like Remonah has done, I've got an assignment coming. I've got some studying that I need to do. Publicly, or to somebody that you trust, or a mentor, or in a Facebook group, commit to getting that done, or possibly with your supervisor. Commit to, I'm going to send you a draft of that section of my thesis by Monday at 12 o'clock. That is burning your boat. And in a number of these webinars, and Cara, I think it was in October, November last year, she just shared with the group that she was having a serious challenge. She was procrastinating and not being able to get to studying. So we said to Cara, well, burn your boats right now in this webinar, and commit to how many hours of study you're going to do, let's say by Sunday night or whatever it is. And then again, we followed up in the Facebook group, and she managed to get her studies done. She had exams the following week, and she got through them as a result then, partly because of the burning the boats process that she followed, and the commitment that she'd made in this type of webinar to getting those hours of studying done. Okay, so let's come back to Remonah's story. She then confirmed, thank you, will do. And then I followed up during the day. I think it was lunchtime or early afternoon. I said, right, Remonah, how are things going? 1 or 2 modules done yet? So remember, any task, you need to be able to break it down into those stepping stones. Remonah had picked 3 things she wanted to do by midnight. And I was sort of saying, okay, by lunchtime, you need to sort of be 1 or 1.5 way through, etc. Pace yourself properly. Don't make a commitment that's too big that you can't get done, etc. And just, for me, this is what brings a smile to my face and makes it all worthwhile in terms of the effort that I put into creating this brand, and the sessions that we run, and the work that we do in the Members Only Facebook group, and the courses that we make available, and which you'll be able to get access to today. She then posted a picture, and I waited up until midnight. I often don't sleep very much. I think everyone on the call knows this. If you know me well, I need to get more sleep. That's my task to work on. But I specifically decided that night to follow up with Remonah because she'd made that commitment, and set the deadline of midnight to ask her at midnight how far she had got. And she said she'd done, I think, 2.5 modules, and she posted a couple of pictures. And this is a public post that everybody else was commenting on and liking, etc. But when she woke up at 6:42 that morning and made that post onto the Facebook group, she knew she needed to get this work done, but she needed to overcome the mental block of procrastination.